Hello again, everyone. Melth here with a special video today. This one is something of a response video, actually, to one that I found online. A person named Lunar Knights made an interesting video where he talked about using this new mod to play as different COs in the campaign missions. And he posed the question, can you lose the tutorial mission by route while playing as Sturm, the strongest CO? He thought the answer to that is no. However, I thought of several ways you could actually do that. So I'm going to show here a couple of ways you can actually lose as not only Sturm, but Kanbei was actually even stronger than Sturm for this particular kind of matchup. So here I'll set things up to be Sturm against Flak. I made my own version of that campaign mission, so I can just play it here without installing that mod. Looks exactly the same, except that there's a pipe to separate out the playable section from the non-playable section, because in the Advanced Wars Choose Map Editor, you can't control the size of the map. It's always must be 30 by 20, and so you just need to separate out the playable portion from the non-playable portion if you're doing it this way. So, for those who don't know, Sturm has plus 20% bonus attack and defense, which is really quite formidable in this game. And Flak, our enemy here, is weaker than average, having bad luck overall. So, the question fundamentally is, can you have 3 infantry that are super strong, lose to 2 that are super weak, and also get rid of your APC too before we decide to just go for your HQ? And the answer is not by brute force you can't. Lunar Knights is right about that if you just try to sacrifice your infantry by brute force, put them in bad engagements like this one where you can attack them from the forest, Flak will still run out of gas at some point. He'll get too injured, and he'll give up on even trying to attack you because it's no longer actually cost effective for him. So we need to get creative here. One trick you can do is put a guy into the APC, and if the APC dies, the infantry doesn't pop out, he just dies. So that would be a way to give Flak a double kill effectively without engaging one of your infantry, because APCs can't fight back. So he's getting down to half health already, having taken out only like 1 infantry out of 3. But so far so good, I think. I can still manipulate him into taking out the 1 remaining guy, that should be just fine, and the APC. The only hurdle that could happen now would be if he goes for my HQ, he might capture that before I can get him to win some other way. So I must avoid that problem here. So I'm trying to put the APC in a spot where it's tempting bait. Nope, wasn't tempting enough for the 5 HP guy, so I need to try to find another way to lure him back so he doesn't go for the HQ capture, which would allow him to win, I think, before I'm able to suicide the last infantry and APC. Can't have Flak win that way. We've got to have him win by route specifically. Also, I'm not going to just delete my units, which would be the trivial way to just technically lose by route. Delete all but 1 unit and then suicide that one or something like that. That would work, but obviously that's cheating for this purpose. Okay, so here is almost the APC down, so that's good. If he takes another 3 or so rounds of attacks at it, I think that should kill it. The question is how to kill off the remaining full HP infantry. Because he won't go for that probably while the APC is still there, because the APC is the most cost-effective engagement that he can see, since it doesn't fight back and it's worth a lot more than my infantry is. Flak is really bad at damaging APCs and any other vehicle with infantry, because infantry rely a lot upon their luck damage to damage vehicles. And with bad luck cutting into your luck overall, he's pretty ineffective against them. This doesn't really matter as much with things like vehicle versus vehicle fights, or things like, I don't know, anti-airs versus infantry where the base damage is so huge that luck hardly matters. But it's really quite consequential for fighting against APCs and vehicles with infantry. One interesting thing, by the way, is that Sturm's defense cuts into not only Flak's possible good luck, but also his bad luck. Both are diminished by 20%. Or more if you're on good terrain, because of course terrain defense stacks up with CO defense. But the important thing is just that if Flak normally has, say, plus 15% luck down to negative 10%, against Sturm it's instead plus 12% down to negative 8%. And the interesting thing is that with COs such as Grim from Dual Strike, who has actually negative defense, this magnifies not only Flak's good luck, but also his bad luck too. So you can get some wild and crazy luck swings when you're having Flak or Jugger fight against Grim, which I guess could happen because they're both bottom tier COs in Advanced Wars by Web. Although, thankfully the luck-based ones are usually banned. Have I mentioned recently that I hate luck-based COs and luck mechanics in general? Okay, so I'm at 6 HP now to his 7 and 5. I think we've got this. Even if he goes for the HQ at this point, I can definitely suicide my guy. Yeah, he's going for it. That's fine. Once he's on the HQ and has plus 40% defense, or a little bit less because when you're at low HP it reduces how much defense value you get, I should be able to suicide from there without any difficulties before he completes the capture. And hey, the fact he did this attack actually means it'll be even easier than I thought it would be. So that's great. Let's just keep attacking, and I'll die in another round, I think. And then on to the real challenge, losing as Kanbei. Yeah, he starts the HQ capture, doesn't matter. We'll lose long before that comes into effect. Here's one last attack. I don't get why I didn't attack the time when it was a guaranteed kill for him, but whatever. AI is a little bit strange to me sometimes. So there you go. You can indeed lose as Sturm versus Flak on the tutorial mission by route without deleting units. How about that? So let me give this one more go here. Alright, now, losing as Kanbei will be a lot harder than losing as Sturm, because while Sturm is overall the more powerful CO, having not only plus 20% attack and defense, but also ignoring terrain movement penalties and having normal cost units compared to Kanbei's expensive ones, for this purpose where units are already pre-deployed and where terrain doesn't really matter, Kanbei's absolutely terrifying plus 30% attack and defense is even stronger than Sturm's. The method I did last time against Sturm that, just kind of barely worked will not really work here as Kanbei, where I'm just too powerful, and Flak won't be able to kill me like that. I need to get more creative and have a way to get him to not chip himself down quite as badly. But I've got an idea. I'm going to use the APC a little bit more this time. Not only to suicide and infantry, but also to try to lure him back toward his own HQ, where he can hopefully get some good terrain defense from the HQ that gives 40% bonus, and also get some free repairs to get his HP back up where it needs to be. So here he gets his free attack on my APC, that's fine. I'll just sneak around him in a turn or two here, and then try to lure him up toward his HQ. If I move on to that spot, yeah, he can double attack me without blocking me from continuing to the HQ. So that should be the perfect setup here, I think. And I'll just slowly lure him back, and then my other infantry can creep on up toward his HQ and join in the fight there. Wouldn't want to waste his effort having the APC get up there and then die and have him come walking back out, of course. Go on sneaking, stay outside of his attack range so he doesn't get distracted. And just walk a couple spaces at a time so they just keep following and keep attacking. Alright, so far so good. Because I'm on a road here, which doesn't impact defense at all, I'm not losing any defense to HP going down. Lower HP affects the defense that you get from terrain, but not from CO bonuses. So if, for example, you were at, say, half HP standing on an HQ that would normally give 40% defense, and you're playing as Kanbei, instead of getting 40% plus 30%, you get 20% plus 30% defense. I think at this point I'll choose to do the attack from the HQ against the guy on the road rather than the... yeah, perfect. I was right about that. He picked the one with good terrain, so he takes some damage, but he'll get it healed up for free. So that is great for me. Thought this was going to go for the APC, but I guess not. That's still fine. I just want to load somebody else into the APC and have them die that way. By the way, this is actually my second take of doing this video. The first time everything worked out as I've been hoping, but then something went wrong, which is it turned out there had been no game audio recording. Oh. He's not having the HQ guy attack first this time, so he'll walk back off the HQ, won't he? No, okay. Well, that's weird. Fine, that works for me. I'll just take a shot at him, I think, so that get some more healing, and I'll speed things along that way. Anyway, the video recorded just fine, but there was no game audio, so it would have been like a silent movie. Alright, almost there. I'll attack you, just make sure it doesn't get to full HP and walk off. Wanted to stay there and just keep repairing. And the APC is doing just fine at slowly dying, so that's great too. Oh, okay, he switched targets there. That's okay too. I am a little confused about the AI today, but it's working out okay. I think I'll just stand there and let them get the first strike again. Not having the 8 HP guy attack. He's not too bright today, really. I mean, he is Flak, so what can you expect? Okay, I think from here I can just suicide the guy into the 8 HP one. And then the APC they'll definitely take out before they'll get to my HQ, so this will work out perfectly. By the way, Lunar Knight, if you're feeling called out by this video by any chance, which is not my intention, feel free to start a dramatic internet feud over it with me. Nothing like that to whip up some viewership for both of our channels, right? I think he'll take him one more round, probably. Maybe two. Hard to know with Flak, even with Kanbei's defense diminishing his luck. Alright, Flak, you can do it. No, no, you can't do it. Losing as Kanbei is always an achievement. It's hard to do, even when you play the absolute worst you can, as you can see here. I think he's got me this turn. Alright, come on, Flak. Wow, Kanbei. Failing to fail, how about that? But at long last, now, I think he's finally got me. So that wraps that up. 2 different ways to tackle this, playing as either Sturm or Kanbei, and finding ways to lose by getting creative. Achievements in failure. Well, thank you for watching this silly video, everyone. And a special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Illusory Thunder, Master Knight DH, Advanced Warrior, Gregory, William Wakefield, Kenny Boggs, Danny Hall, and Jeffrey Morse. Have a great day, everyone.